Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. This is Katie, and if you are new to the channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here, and I hope you'll consider subscribing. And if you're back, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're back. I am hopping on tonight to do my, I guess it's kind of turned into a regular weekly thing, my WIP and Chat. So if you're not familiar with what that means, WIP stands for work in progress, and chat means we're just going to chat and catch up a little bit. So feel free to pull out whatever project it is that you want to work on, or you can have me on the background if you're getting stuff done around the house or in the car or whatever. Tonight I'm going to be working on a diamond painting. I'm still plugging away. Am I a train? What's happening? Plugging away on Saltwater from Distracted by Diamonds. This one feels like it's a little bit slow going to me. I think because I'm coming off of these like snack size kits, and this is a 62 by 71 centimeter square drill kit. It just feels like it's taking me a little bit longer than usual. So it's fine though. I'm enjoying the process thoroughly. Let me see if I can if I like zoom you out a little bit, or I'll twist you guys so you can see. Look, there she is. I'm saving her face for last. I haven't done that with a painting in a while, actually. I used to do that regularly where I'd like pick the focal point of the painting and have that be the very last section that I completed, because then it just was sort of something to look forward to and kind of a treat. I recently discovered that there's a creator. She's super, super sweet, and you should absolutely be following her if you aren't already. But Lisette over at Lisette Crafts and Tells, she calls this her diamond painting bonbon, which is French for like sweet or candy. And I think that's so adorable, and I love it. I love that she gave it a term. I'll be sure to link her channel below. She is doing really, really neat things, including a 24-hour diamond painting event that she's using to like raise money for a charity. So I'm going to link to that video below, and of course go and check her out. She's really sweet. So, okay, working on Saltwater, as I mentioned. I'm going to be using, this is a pen that I showed briefly in my live like a week ago, but I don't think it showed up really well because of my lighting there. But this is my first pen, and it's brand new, that just came from BFF diamond painting pens. I saw this blank and it just caught my eye because it reminded me of like driftwood on the beach, like on a rainy day. Is that too like poetic and romantic? But like that's what this reminded me of. I was like, ooh, this is like a stormy day on the beach, and like the light wood just looks like driftwood, and then like that beautiful, acrylic or resin there. I love the effect of this so much. So it's really comfortable to use, but I wanted a chance to show it in WIP and Chat where the lighting would maybe do it a little more justice. This minder is new. This is from Distracted by Diamonds, and I'm sure that they came out with it sort of to complement this kit, because she often does that. She'll come out with minders that coordinate with the kits she's released. I'm using my new tray. You saw me playing with the lid probably a minute ago. This is one of the rainbow trays from Bella Art to Nicole, and this is with the rainbow filament, where it's almost like a mystery style where you don't know exactly what set of colors you're going to get. And I got mine, this might have been the only way that they sold them, but mine came as a set with a large tray and then 2 small trays, so you really get the overall rainbow effect because they all have different sets of colors and different color lids. Unfortunately, they're not able to continue making these trays because apparently the rainbow filament just absolutely destroyed their 3D printers. But still go check out Bella Art to Nicole, because they do new colors each month, and I like that their trays have lids that I know you guys are cringing. Sorry. I know. I didn't realize it was upside down. They have a lid that slides on and is really secure. So if you're like me and you have small children, it's nice to be able to slide that on, and then I'm less worried about spills. Okay. What else? Oh, this is the other way that I'm branching out. Like I said, I'm using lots of new things in this WIP and Chat. I decided to try something new in my multi-placer, which, if you've been around for very long, you know that I swear by only using Quake Hold Museum Putty in my multi-placers. But I just was feeling adventurous. So I'm using blue wax in my multi-placer. we'll see how I like it. And just to make it easy so I don't have two waxes out, I'm going ahead and using the blue wax in my single placer as well. So all that's out of the way. Let me grab a color and let's chat and catch up. How are you doing? I hope that you had a really, really nice weekend. And if you celebrate Easter, I hope that you had a really lovely Easter. We do celebrate Easter, and it's actually Sunday evening, Easter evening, as I'm filming. And we just had a really quiet and relaxing day at home. I did have to run to the store earlier and get some groceries, but that was okay. The kids really enjoyed just getting entirely too hyped up on sugar. We sort of relaxed our kind of stringent sugar rules for sake of Easter because they had some deliciousness in their Easter baskets. And I wasn't going to say, no, you can't have any chocolate on Easter. But yeah, so we had a nice day together. And then I thought, I still want to sit down and film a WIP and Chat to go up on Monday because I don't know about you guys. I was really thrown off last week by not doing a WIP and Chat that went up on Mondays. I was like, wow, as much as I used to say that I don't operate on any kind of, I don't have a strict schedule or anything, I've kind of really settled into that rhythm of I put my WIP and Chat up on Monday. I know some of you count on that too, so we'll try to get back to that. What else is going on? Oh, I just hit 2,000 subscribers on my channel yesterday, and I feel like I probably say this too often, and it's probably losing its real meaning, and so I apologize, but guys, I just am blown away and very grateful. So thank you for being a part of making that happen. And of course, a very, very warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. I really am thankful that you're here and that you decided to subscribe and hang out with the kind of diamond painting shenanigans I have going on here. So, there may or may not be a giveaway. We'll see. I think you guys are just going to have to keep your ears open. We'll see. So I also hit a really fun milestone. Yeah, it's a milestone. April 1st, not an April Fool's, was my 1-year anniversary of diamond painting. And it was really, really kind of fun and kind of crazy to think about everything that's happened in the last year. Like many of you, I began diamond painting during the lockdown and the pandemic, just as kind of I need something to do. I need something for just my sanity, and it sort of drew me in and hooked me. And then discovering the community on Instagram and here, it's been such a lifeline and such a really, really fun outlet for my creativity. And I know it's really helped with my anxiety and giving me something to do in the evenings after my kids go to bed to sort of wind down. And then of course, I love that it led to this whole thing of having a YouTube channel, which never in a million years. If you had told me a year ago, a year from now, you're going to have a YouTube channel, I would have laughed in your face. No offense to any YouTube creators. I'm one of you now. But I just would have been no, that's great and all for people that it works for, but it's so not for me. Yeah, no, it is for me. I love it. So, and you guys are obviously a huge part of the reason why I love it. So anyway, 1 year of diamond painting, and I've completed 35 kits in my first year of diamond painting. And the first several of those, I entirely single placed. So I feel we'll see how many I knock out in the second year. I feel I almost want to go back, and if you're a numbers person, maybe this sounds fun to you too. I almost want to go back and do the calculations of how many drills placed that is. like to measure like, okay, this is how many drills are in a square inch or whatever, and multiply that by the number of inches in the, math, applying math in real world scenarios, right? That would be really interesting to see, because I think that's a better gauge than saying like, I completed 35 projects, because some of those projects were really small and some of those were huge. Like that included that Josephine wall canvas, and to put that giant Josephine wall, which was 100 by 75 centimeters with 220 colors, to put that in the same like grouping, like it has as much weight as like that snack size Quirky Fox that took me 4 days to finish, that just seems unfair. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's just me and I'm having a complex about it. But anyway, still fun to reflect a little bit and then look ahead to what the coming year has in store. I have lots of things on the docket and kind of goals that I have in mind for my second year of diamond painting. Obviously hoping to keep this channel and all things here going strong. I have lots and lots and lots of ideas for things to share with you guys. And as always, I'm a broken record. I'll say it anyway. I'm always open to feedback if there's certain things you guys want to see. The only caveat is I can't necessarily always get to it right away. It just depends on what I have the margin for to get to, and sort of the pacing and the schedule that I kind of want to put up. But anyway, I, like I said, have exciting things coming, and like especially this past week or two, I had the chance to order some kits that I'm really excited about. One of them is from a company I've never tried before. I ordered my custom that I want to be able to share with you guys for the event that I have coming up. So I ordered that custom, and I'm really excited to share about a company that I don't know if I've seen anyone talk about customs from them before. So excited to share more with you guys about that company when that gets here. I ordered a couple of canvases from Crown Jewel, which is the diamond painting company, the diamond painting like section of the Heaven and Earth Designs company. If you're not familiar with Heaven and Earth Designs, it's probably more familiar to you if you're a cross-stitcher. And that's because Heaven and Earth Designs is most well known for doing cross-stitch charts. They have a really, really huge selection of those. But like 6 months ago, they launched a diamond painting portion of their website where now they do pre-printed canvases. And it depends on what artists they actually have a license for to do diamond painting specifically with. So you'll see some artists that are available in their cross-stitch chart section, but not in their diamond painting pre-printed canvas section. It gets complicated really fast, so I'm not going to try to explain all of that here. When I get those kits in, I will do an unboxing, of course, and share more with you there about what it looks like to order from Crown Jewel and or Heaven and Earth Designs. But yeah, I'm excited to share that with you. One of the 2 canvases I ordered from Crown Jewel is also for the Old Masters event that we have coming up. Which, no, you haven't missed any announcements on that front. We'll have more for you soon. I'm glad to have those canvases on order and excited to get to share those with you guys soon. I went ahead and picked up a couple of pre-orders from Craftably. I kept going back and looking at the same canvas, and it's funny because I even had someone ask me, like, did you end up ordering this canvas from Craftably, because it seems like it's so you. And of course it was the exact kit that I kept going back and looking at, and I don't remember what was the name of it. It's the one where it's you see like a girl walking towards a lighthouse. It's got lots of neutral colors. It's really kind of whimsical and like impressionistic almost. It's really beautiful. I hesitated on it because I wasn't sure if I'd get really tired of all the muted tones, because there's lots of grays, I think. And then I remembered, like, as I was filming my month in review video, and sharing about Library from DIY Moonshop, and that kit had so many grays in it, and I was like, I loved working on that kit, so I shouldn't let the grays necessarily deter me if I really love the image. So we will see. Those pre-orders don't come out for a little while. I think they're estimated to ship out in like mid-June, but you know, those kinds of things, it can vary. The postal service and, you know, international shipping and everything is still really unpredictable. So once again, gentle reminder to be kind to shop owners, especially small shop owners. Once they hand stuff off to the mail service, it's out of their control, and you know, they're hoping for the best too. So what else? I have a couple of things coming from Diamond Art Club soon. There were a couple of kits that, like, the new Randall Spangler release was technically a pre-order. That was a couple weeks ago, and that I think I've heard some people getting some shipping notifications on those, but mine hasn't shipped yet. What else? Oh, what else was I going to say? My brain. This happens to me often. I don't think I'm the only one. I have something on the tip of my tongue, and then all of a sudden it just is. It's gone from my brain. Completely gone. So, there was something that I did want to talk with you guys about. And how do I even broach it? Okay. So with hitting 2,000 subscribers also came, it just coincided with the timing of, in the past couple weeks, I've had a couple of people reach out to me and ask, when are you gonna, hold on, neighbor's dog, hold please. Okay, sorry about that. I figured that would be kind of distracting for you. It's distracting for me. So I've had a couple of people actually reach out to me in the past couple of weeks in particular and ask, so when are you starting a Patreon or YouTube memberships? And frankly, I had been kind of just blowing that off and be like, no, that's way too presumptuous. That's not really on my radar. I just kind of waved it off, and I thought, well, no, I don't have any plans at the moment. And then I had gotten some nudging from a couple of creator friends that were like, it's not presumptuous. You should look into this. So I am in the very, 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 very early stages of just doing a little bit of research, putting some feelers out there, and seeing if I feel like that's something that I might want to do. And before I even go any further at all, I want to say two things that are super, super, super important. One, this will never ever be anything that is required, expected, passively aggressively hinted at. This sort of thing is never going to be something that you need to do in order to be a part of this community. This is something that would just be, if I decide to go with it, this is just something that would be a way that I could do a little bit more here. And for people that are asking if they can support me in this particular way, I want to at least look into it. And what does that look like on a purely practical level? So for example, because of the revenue I've been fortunate enough to earn just from monetizing on YouTube, it's let me do things like order the custom that I want to do for the event, but specifically to be able to order it from a company that I haven't seen other creators talk about customs from before, but that I think could be a really fantastic company for you guys to hear about, because the price point is good and the customer service seems fantastic and the quality looks good. But that's something that without the additional support of ad revenue, I might not have been able to do that as soon, with some overseas shipping and other things I have going on. So that's just what that means on a really practical level. It just lets me do a little bit more, and specifically things that I can that I can turn around and I'm doing for you guys. That's hopefully helpful. Reviewing things and testing things out so that you know if that's a place that you want to spend your money. So, okay, that was the kind of first thing is that I did want to mention, though, is that this will never be something that's expected or required or that I'm like gonna hold over your head or something like that. The second part is that if this is something that I were to choose to do, zero is going to change about what I am putting on my channel here. That's, not behind any kind of paywall. It's still going to be the same content here. I might share just a little bit more about like my personal life there. Maybe just, some sort of like early access type things. This is all super early stage. Don't hold me to any of it, please. Because this is just something that I so much never even thought was going to be something that people would want from me that I just haven't even done that initial really thinking about it. So why am I bringing this up now? Good question. I have an answer because I am curious on your thoughts. If you like to support creators, even if you have no intention of supporting me, that's fine. Supporting me in this particular way. If you have, used platforms to support creators before, like Patreon or YouTube memberships, do you have a preference? That's really what I'm curious about right now, is if you use one of those platforms, do you have a preference between the two? Because I don't know which one I want to do or if I want to do both or any of that. So my understanding is that YouTube takes a much larger cut. I believe they take a 30% cut, which is the same amount that they take from Super Chats. And Patreon is much lower. But I know some people prefer YouTube because it's integrated into just, your whole YouTube experience or whatever. So I think Patreon takes between 5 and 12% of a cut, depending on like where you're at. Anyway, so I just wanted to ask for your input. If you use either of those platforms to support creators, do you have a preference? And if you don't, use those or you don't have any interest, that's fine. No hard feelings and no weirdness there. So anyway, I'm the kind of person that's very like, money's not really like a taboo subject for me to talk about. So I hope I wasn't being insensitive. I just tend to be really open about things. And so I thought I would be frank and open and honest. So let me know your thoughts on that. And I'm going to keep researching. Anyway, let's keep it moving. I am super stoked because a couple of nights ago, I finally finished filming. Well, I finally had the chance to film my stash video of my diamond paintings. And you guys, oh my gosh, I'm like scared and exhilarated. It's going to take me a minute to just like even be able to edit that thing together. Because it's like multiple clips. It was so much fun. It was absolutely crazy. But I can't wait to share it with you guys. I feel like the timing is really good with having just at my 1-year anniversary of diamond painting and all of that. Like, okay, let me show you the diamond painting stash that I have after a year. It's going to be fun. So I'm really hoping that I might be able to get that up for you guys this week. I'm excited and scared. I wish I could tell you how many trips up and down the stairs that was. Okay. Speaking of this week and things going on this week, my mom gets here on Thursday. Now, I haven't seen my mom since October, and if you're newer here, you may not know, I grew up in Ohio. I moved out to California shortly after I graduated college and got married. That was a crazy summer, and I've lived out here in Southern California with my husband for over a decade. And our family still live, back in the Midwest. And normally my mom flies out. Sometimes my dad flies with her. It depends. He's retired now, so he can. My mom had been flying out pre-pandemic usually like 2.5, 3 months, every 2 to 3 months. And she's will stay with us, and is just, it's wonderful to get to see her, and she loves seeing us and her grandkids. And like the main thing about her visits, like selfishly, that I love is that I can get so much more done around the house with another adult in the house, another set of hands, to help with the kids. And, she likes to cook and she loves to clean. She's very much like, give me projects. I want things to do. Like, I'm here, I want to be helpful and all of that. So she's been fully vaccinated for a couple of weeks now. And my husband and I have both had our first round of the vaccine. And the CDC just said that it's, they're saying it's safe for fully vaccinated people to fly. So she will be here on Thursday. I'm thinking, I really think that if she'll agree to it, I really want to do like a WIP and Chat with her. She and I did a special drill project together when she was here back in October, which, if I didn't say that already, that's the last time I saw her, 6 months ago. And before that, I hadn't seen her since March. So in the past year, I've seen my mom one time, my mom and dad one time. I haven't seen my brother in almost 2 years now, I think. It's been a long time. It sucks. So he lives in Portland. We'll probably, I don't know if we can really get away with taking the kids up to Portland, but maybe he and his partner will be able to fly down. We'll see. Anyway, so my mom's coming out. I really want to try to do like a WIP and Chat with her because she has some really ridiculously hilarious stories about me. And I think you guys would probably get a kick out of them. I shared a couple of them. Like, I gave sort of a sneak peek of like some of these crazy stories about me in my live a few weeks ago. I think it was my very first live. I shared some, like, as much as I seem to be like very just level and chill or whatever now, like apparently I just got it all out of my system when I was a young child. And I don't remember most of like the crazy things that I apparently used to do. Like, had just really incredible temper tantrums apparently. So anyway, I don't know, maybe I'll dig and see if I can find like some tag questions or something. Or maybe we'll just chat. I don't know. I doubt that I could get her to go live with me, but like a WIP and Chat would probably, I bet I could talk her into that. If you guys have any specific questions you want me to ask her, like, she's always been really crafty. Like, she has I don't think she's cross-stitched in a while. She used to cross-stitch a lot. Right now she's really into making cards. I mentioned before that she just retired in the fall. And she was a NICU nurse, a neonatal nurse practitioner in a NICU with the tiny babies. And so she's got a lot more time on her hands now and has been making cards and sends cards to my oldest son, Connor, once a week. And now that's like something that he's very used to as well. So anyway, she's crafty. If you have like crafty kinds of questions, or even if you just want to ask like, what kinds of crafts are you into, or what have you worked on, I'm sure she'd be open to that. Or I guess if you have random questions that you want her to ask about me, I guess if that sounds fun to you, go for it. You can leave those in the comments or email them to me, or Instagram, whatever. So she'll be here for 2 weeks. I have like a really long list of things to get done and try to be productive. But speaking of being productive, if you live with like a significant other or something, do you ever find that you're way more productive when they leave the house? Because the past couple of days, like Friday and Saturday, Adam was actually gone for most of both of those days because he's working on, they're shooting a sequel to his Tomb Raider fan film that, was kind of popular on YouTube. But they all had so much fun doing it, they decided they wanted to shoot a sequel, so he wrote it, and he's, directing and producing and all of that, and they have a really fun cast and crew. But they were, like, doing all the choreography. They had, like, a choreography session on Friday night, so he drove up to LA for that, and then he was gone basically all day yesterday, Saturday, for filming. Anyway, he left at like 4 o'clock or a little before 4 on Friday. And in the first hour that he was gone, it's like as soon as he left, I all of a sudden was just in the mood to be super productive. Keep in mind, I still had my 2 children underfoot, and I'm not used to, flying solo on the weekends, or just in general. Like, he's working from home, so he's always around. But as soon as he left, I was like, all right, I'm going to, like, clean out and organize, like, the whole desk area, and then we're going to go upstairs, and I'm going to gather up all the laundry, and I'm going to vacuum the whole upstairs, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to sort through bills, like... And I couldn't, for love or money, have summoned the energy or the desire to do those things an hour before when my husband was home. So I don't know what it is about, like, after he left, I was like, all right, let's get stuff done. Am I weird? Is that strange? I'm not going to complain. Like, I spent an hour, like, getting a whole lot of stuff done. I feel like I got more done in that hour than I'd gotten done in the whole last week. I just heard a thud. I wonder what that was. Friendly neighborhood ghost? No, that's not. That's our neighbors. Anyway, so I was super productive even though he was gone. The kids were surprisingly chill, which I can say now that the weekend is over. Yeah, I'm not jinxing myself. The time that Adam was gone, both Friday and Saturday, my kids were not crazy. I mean, I'm sure I can credit a little bit to their tablets, which I've talked about those so much, it probably sounds like I just let them live on their tablets all day. And they spent a lot of time on them, but, I mean, they also were very happily playing outside for hours today with, chalk and on the trampoline and this, that, and the other thing. So, what is... Oh my gosh. I'm like, why is the bottom of this sticky? At some point I set it on top of the blue wax. You guys. Not cutting that out. I don't have time to edit. Okay. So, yeah, productive weekend. Adam had a productive weekend as well. And Connor is off of spring break starting tomorrow. He was really sad tonight. We were putting him to bed. He's like, do I have to do school tomorrow? Yes. And, he's like, I don't like school. And I was like, I think you're just really sad that spring break is over. And it's okay to be sad spring break is over. He's like, do I have to do school when grandma's here? And I was like, yes. He's milking it. He's like... anything I can do to get out of school. I'm like, wow, that started early. He's still doing remote learning, and in just a couple of weeks, he's going to be going back to in person. He's super stoked for that. I'm hoping that his excitement for that stays. We will see, but I'm going to have to start getting some stuff together for that, and I hope that transition goes smoothly. Connor's autistic and just historically like really struggles with big transitions, but he's even the ones that he's really excited about. Usually what happens is that like the first week goes relatively smoothly, and then the second week it is a dumpster fire. So I'll keep you guys posted, but hopefully he's just going to be so happy to be back that we'll see. Transitions, big changes, always a little dicey, but he normally really, really loves his routine, and he's very much like a schedule person. And, but again, when it's something that he's really excited about and we've talked about it and worked him up to it ahead of time, usually he does well. And I love his teacher, and, she knows kind of, what kind of transition this will look like, and hopefully it'll be good. We have Micah's speech assessment is later this week as well. We do like a Zoom meeting with the team ahead of time. I think that'll be on Tuesday. And then on Friday, we'll actually take him in person. I say we, it'll just be me because only one adult can go and Adam will be working. But my mom will be here so she can hang out with Connor while Connor's doing school. And then I'll take Micah over to the preschool assessment center that they have. And we will see. Micah's been chatting a lot more the past like week or two. And like he's repeating me a lot more and saying things that to me sound a lot more clear. Let me get a little bit more of this. Like, what did he do the other day? So Micah is speech delayed, which is why we're doing a speech assessment to see if he'll qualify for some services through the school district. But he came up to me yesterday and he saw me drinking out of like my tumbler of water and came up to me and said like, sip of water, like plain as day. And that's something he hasn't done in a while. Or almost ever. I think he's done it once or twice before, and I feel like it was months ago. And he's, like I said, he's starting to repeat after me because I don't know if you have young children or have had young children. I'm sure that you probably are very well familiar with the idea of just sort of narrating everything you're doing. Like it's a habit that you kind of fall into, and that's supposed to help with speech development because they're, you know, even if when they're not talking, they are listening and absorbing. They're just little sponges. They're soaking up everything that's going on around them. And by talking, like you're helping teach them, you know, just how we talk, for lack of a better phrase. So, and most kids will get to a certain point where they'll start kind of echoing back to you. Especially if you're using speech to kind of prompt them to like ask for something. Like if they're reaching for something and you can say, can you say sip of water? Can you say open? Can you say please or thank you? So he's been doing more of that. He said cupcake clear as day when it was on his birthday. I think I told you guys about that in my last WIP and Chat because that was after his birthday. So we'll see. Like I'm absolutely still taking him for the assessment. Because they'll go ahead and they'll screen for like any other delays that we might need to be concerned about. It's a whole process. Like it's so much paperwork and it's so much like super, super analyzing your kids. And I was listening to Lindsay over at Emeralds and Fairy Lights. I was listening to her WIP and Chat. It was just over a week ago now. Not this most recent one, but the one before. And she was talking about some really similar things that she's going through with her kiddos. And by the way, of course, I'll link her below. Go and check her out. She's really sweet. She has young kiddos too. She has a kiddo who I think has not quite turned 3 yet. And she was describing like just the level of analyzing that you are asked to do. And you're asked questions that you're like, I've never like thought about that. Like that's not something I've ever looked for, felt like I needed to look for. Everything from like, okay, not only do they play with cars, but how do they play with cars and how long do they play with cars and what are they doing when they play with cars and what happens when you say their name when they're playing with cars, and just like truly a level of analysis that like just it hurts your brain and you feel like I've gotten to a point with this, like when we had to do this with Connor, I got to a point where I was like, I don't want to analyze my kid anymore. I just want to let them be who they are. Like, I don't want to have to analyze and quantify every single aspect of my child's behavior. Now look, I understand what these assessments are for. I understand that they need like data. Like they can't make diagnoses. They can't make judgment calls about what kind of services your kiddo needs. Like they can't just go off of like what you say, like, or what, you know, what they observe, like just in that small session. I understand that they're just trying to get as complete a picture of as possible of your kiddo so that they can give them what they need. Like, I completely understand that, but I just, every once in a while, go through a moment of like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to, you know, I don't want to have to think this hard about, you know, my kiddo. And then I put my big girl pants on and continued on and, you know, returned to all those paperwork and assessment things. And it's well worth it. It can be exhausting. It's so exhausting sometimes. So anyway, I am gearing myself up for Micah's assessments this week. I still have to fill out like the paper one that they sent me ahead of time. I need to do that tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. Adam and I don't suspect that Micah is autistic, but certainly not the way we did with Connor. But, you know, it looks different in different kiddos, and we'll see. So I'll keep you guys posted on how that all goes. I'm not sure that we'll really have like any real information right away, because I know, you know, it takes time for them to actually look at like all the results of the assessments that they do, and to like talk through things. Like, they have lots on their plate, so we'll see. But I really hope if Micah qualifies for some speech therapy at the very least through the school district, because I think that would just really give him that extra boost to, I don't know, feel like he has more words. So we will see. What else do we have going on? Oh, I really should have said this earlier too. I just wanted to say thank you for all of the kind words and the solidarity from many of you, and just all the support and the kindness. After last week's WIP and Chat, where I shared really vulnerably about what it's been like to start a family and decide like what, you know, our family size and everything looks like, and what that whole process has looked like, and some of the heartache that was there. So I really appreciate that, you know, there was nothing but kindness there, and I'm really, really thankful for that. That meant the world to me, and I appreciate all of you. And that this feels like it's a space where it's okay for us to share really authentically and not feel like we have to be perfectly put together. That's a space that I really, really aim to create for you guys and for myself. And so this feels like a really appropriate time for me to check in with you guys and ask how you're doing. Just kind of a mental health check-in. I'm really fortunate that I've been feeling really, really good the past week, especially the past couple weeks, really. I think it's a combination of, like, I've been taking my vitamins and, you know, my anti-anxiety medication really regularly. I know my mom is going to be here soon to help out with a lot of things. I really think that getting the first round of the vaccine was so good for just my mental state, which I did talk about last week. Thankfully, by the way, I mentioned I was really tired at the end of the first day, and then my arm hurt like a mother the second day. And then, like, by the third day, it was, you know, really fading, and then it's been completely unnoticeable since then. We'll see how I react to the second dose. I've heard mixed things. I've heard some people have reacted more strongly to the second dose because of, you know, how vaccines work. And so I'm a little bit anticipating that, but I won't have that until a few weeks from now, because I got the Moderna, and there's a 4-week gap between first and second dose of the Moderna. So I'm grateful. I'm really grateful that the worst side effect that I had was the fatigue and the sore arm. That was the common one I had heard. And even the fatigue wasn't that bad. Like, I was just a little sleepy in my WIP and Chat, and then I got like a second wind and was up for like another hour and a half after I finished filming. So, I am like cautiously optimistic about things. Like, so when my mom was out here in October, it was still like height of the pandemic, really. And like, they didn't even fly. Like, my mom and dad drove across the country for 2.5 days because they didn't want to get on a plane. I don't know if that was, you know, we've said since then, we don't know if that was necessarily like safer, like as far as amount of exposures go and whatnot, but I don't know. Anyway, not the point. The point is, when they were out here, it still felt like I'm not gonna just go shopping for clothes in person. Like, I'm not gonna go out shopping for fun with my mom because that feels irresponsible, because the pandemic is still raging and California's numbers were not as good at the time as they are now. So, but I feel like with us both being she's fully vaccinated, and I will be a couple weeks past my first dose. I'm kind of like, okay, and the state is opening up more, like, because our state's numbers have been really good, like really, really good. We keep like reopening a little bit more and more, like moving up the tiers. So I'm like, can I just go shop for fun with my mom? Is that okay? And obviously still masked and still, you know, using sanitizer and washing our hands really well when we get home and all that. But that's something I'm really looking forward to, because that just means a lot to me. And she usually helps with, you know, getting some of the kiddos clothes for the upcoming season, and we definitely are going to need summer clothes for the kids soon. So we'll see. I'll double check sort of what the recommendations are, but I think, especially given that we're both vaccinated, I think we may do some shopping for fun while she's here. The movie theaters have reopened with like social distancing in place. I don't think they're even selling concessions or anything, so maybe Adam and I will sneak away for a date while she's here, because free babysitting. Adam and I haven't been on a date in literal months. I don't even know. Did we go out in October? I don't remember. I don't know that we did. I don't think we went out when my parents were here in October. So that would be kind of fun. I don't know if I really want to go sit in a movie theater, but like, I would go sit at a restaurant and eat outside. That could be nice. How are you guys feeling about that kind of thing, by the way? I know it probably heavily depends on where you are. From some of you that I've talked to that don't live in the United States, it sounds like, you know, your vaccine rollout and the restrictions in general look a lot different than they do for us right now. So I really, really hope that, you know, you're staying safe, and that I hope that vaccines become more widely available to you sooner rather than later. But yeah, sort of, what are your thoughts on going places now? What letter is that? Okay. I guess, so I kind of skipped around a little bit. Going back to sort of the mental health check-in and seeing how you're doing. Are you feeling still in that like stage of burnout? Are you feeling like maybe there's a little bit more, are you feeling more hopeful and encouraged? Are you still feeling hunkered down? Or are you feeling like you can breathe again? I just would love to check in and hear how you're doing lately. And I mean, as always, I mean that so genuinely. I don't mean that as in like, just give me the platitude and tell me that you're fine. This is the place where it's okay not to be okay. And know that you're not alone as well. I hope that I continue to feel good. I'm trying not to go to that place that I've mentioned before, where sometimes when things are going well and like things seem to, like lots of things seem to be going my way, it's like I'm trying not to be pessimistic, and I'm trying not to wait for the other shoe to drop, and trying not to prepare myself for like the crash. I'm just trying to take it one day at a time and appreciate, you know, the moment that I'm in when things are going well, and like not be worrying about what things might look like, you know, a week from now or a day from now, a minute from now. Okay, so I'm already thinking ahead just a little bit where I'm hoping I'm going to have this kit finished. I'm hoping it's going to be less than a week. My diamond painting may slow down when my mom is here. It will slow down, I'm quite sure. So after I finish this kit, I probably will try to pull out like a smaller snack size or two, just so that I don't feel like I'm making no progress, because already I've been working on this kit for a little over a week and I feel like, oh, it's going so slow. How am I, you know, I still have 2 full rows to be done. I'm, you know, maybe 2/3 done, not even quite 2/3 done with this canvas, which I know probably makes some of you laugh because you all always comment about like, how do you diamond paint so fast? But anyway, I got my first kit. I got a kit in this past week from Craft Ease, where I'm newly an affiliate, and they had offered to send me a kit for free as a thank you and for review. And that came in, I unboxed it. I filmed that unboxing last night or the night before. And I'm so excited about that one. So look for that soon. I think I'm probably going to go ahead and work on that one next, because most of the kits from Crafties are kind of snack sizey, and there's, you know, decent amount of color blocking and whatnot, and they turn out really beautifully. So I think I'll probably work on that one next, just so I don't get in over my head while my mom is here and I'm limiting my diamond painting. Part of it is because living in we live in a 2-story condo with 3 bedrooms, and our kids, you know, and us sleep in the three various bedrooms. It's a small space, so my mom sleeps on like our sleep sofa in our downstairs, which is where like I diamond paint and film after the kids go to bed. And so I don't want to keep her up super late, so that I can diamond paint and or film. Of course she'll be super flexible, and she's a night owl like I am, but you know, she's coming from the Midwest where they're 3 hours ahead, and while she usually adjusts to California time within a couple of days, like we usually stay up well past midnight, and I'm not going to ask her to stay up that late with any regularity. So we'll see. You may notice that like my responses to comments might slow down a little bit, which I already feel a little bit guilty that I take longer to be able to get back to comments than I would like. And I appreciate that you all are very patient with me. What happens is I basically wait until I'm done with things for the evening, and at the end of the day, I'm sure I've mentioned this before. Have I mentioned that I repeat things a lot? Anyway, I respond to comments. It's after I've, you know, brushed my teeth, I get into bed, and I pull out my laptop upstairs and just respond to as many as I can until I start to fall asleep. Just is easier for me to sit down and do it all at once like that, and it just depends. Sometimes I can get through more of them than others. If I get really tired and I just need to go to sleep, then I'll just save it for another night. But all this to say, I'm not sure if I might be even a little bit slower getting back to comments, but I always read them even if I don't respond until later. I'm always reading them like as they come in, just so I can jump in and address like if there's something that comes up or something urgent. But otherwise, like I really love having that time at the end of the day to sit down and really intentionally respond to each of you. When you can have my full attention and not like I'll get like halfway through a comment response, and you know, my kids will interrupt me because they're kids, and that's my job during the day, is taking care of them. 90% of that job is opening snacks for them. Oh my gosh, these kids are going to eat me out of house and home, and they're both 5 and under. Like, how are they eating so much food? And it's Mommy, can I have a snack? Mommy, can I have a snack? Can I have a pouch? Can I have goldfish? Can I have Cheez-Its? Can I have cheese stick? Can I have, oh my gosh. Where are you putting all of it? Oh, do you have a hollow leg? Mommy, what's a hollow leg? It's someplace where you put all that food you're eating in that tiny little belly of yours. Anyway, so all this to say, that's just why, like, sometimes my comment responses, you're getting replies at, like, the middle of the night. So anyway, we'll see. I have lots of videos actually already recorded and just sort of sitting in my queue on YouTube to share with you guys. So my posting shouldn't really slow down much. I have too much to share with you. So anyway, I will go ahead and let you guys go. I just wanted to go ahead and give you those updates and things to expect in the next week or so. I'll keep you all posted on how things are going. And yeah, let me know your thoughts below on the Patreon versus YouTube memberships if you have any kind of preference between the two. If you are the kind of, if you like to support creators in that particular way. By the way, just by watching my videos, you are supporting me in all the ways I could ask for. So thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, let's see, we did a mermaid last week. What else is in there? There's a dolphin, right? A dolphin or a whale? I don't know. Pick a marine animal. It can be any marine mammal. It doesn't have to be, I was going to say marine mammal. It doesn't have to even be a mammal. It can be a crab or I don't know, some kind of aquatic animal. Leave that in the comments section. And of course, let me know, like, what were you working on while we were chatting tonight and how you're doing for our little mental health check-in. I really, really, really thoroughly enjoy hearing from you guys and getting to chat with you every week and catch up with you and sort of get a sense for your life and how those things are going. This is one of my favorite weekly videos. So, like I said, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you have a really, really wonderful week ahead. Thank you so much for watching. Before you click away, go ahead and click the thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video. And if you're not already subscribed and made it all the way to the end of this video, you'll probably like it here and you might want to hit subscribe and even hit the bell to be notified whenever I share new videos, which is usually just a few times a week. So anyway, like I said, I hope you'll have a really wonderful week and I will talk to you again soon. Bye, friends.